Hello everyone, this is Dipali Pathak here and welcome to my class. Today's our topic is spermatogenesis. Chapter 3rd, class 12th, human reproduction is going on and today we are going to discuss about the spermatogenesis. It is a part of pre-fertilization events. Student, the probability of this topic, the question is quite high for board examination, so you must pay attention for this and don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Spermatogenesis means the formation of sperm in the male gonad testes. Means it is the formation of haploid, microscopic and functional male gamete spermatozoa. From the diploid reproductive cells, spermatogonia present in the testes of male gametes. So it is present in the male organism. Student, at the stage of puberty, the concentration of the gonadotropin hormone is more. It is at the peak level. And due to the action of this, due to the effect of this gonadotropin hormone, gonad stimulated and start the gametogenesis. Student, you know, the testis, male gonad, is surrounded by or is covered in a germinal epithelium. The outer layer of it is germinal epithelium, which is made up of fibrous connective tissue which consists of germ cells which can undergo the meiosis, and that is why they form gametes. So these germs, this germinal epithelium divide the testes in many compartments, and these compartments are called as seminiferous tubules. So this is the enlarged view of a seminiferous tubule. One section, this is here in front of you to show the process of gametogenesis in male gonad testes. Students, the spermatogenesis is a continuous process and it complete in 74 days, and it is a mechanism which is divided into many phases. The haploid and motile active gamete, male gamete, formed from a cell, germ cell, which are called as spermatogonium. These are the spermatogonia cells. Spermatogonium, these are produced from the basement membrane of the testes, which is made up of connective tissue, fibrous connective tissue, and this form the cuboidal germ cells. Rather than this connective tissue consists of some polyhedral cells which are called as Leydig cells. So from this connective tissue which form the germinal epithelium, they form cuboidal cells, spermatogonia. These spermatogonia cells are diploid in nature, means chromosomes are paired here, and that is why the cells are diploid. In these spermatogonia, when mitosis, equational division takes place, they form primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte. So division is equational division. That is why the primary spermatocytes are also diploid in nature. Among these primary spermatocytes, some cells remain near the basement membrane as a precursor and to prevent the decline number of the cells here. Among these, only few convert into a mature spermatocytes and involved in the spermatogenesis. These spermatogenesis, when undergo the meiosis first division, they form secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte. The first meiosis 1, is the reductional division where the number of chromosomes remain half. They do not remain in pair, and after these division they form haploid cells. So secondary spermatocytes are haploid cells. Again they undergo the meiosis 2, which is equational division, and that is why again they form spermatid, which are haploid cells. So in this way, the germinal epithelium produce spermatogonia, cuboidal cells, which form primary spermatocyte due to the mitosis cell division. After this, the primary spermatocyte undergo the meiosis 1. They form secondary spermatocytes, which are haploid cells, because meiosis 1 is reductional division. And after that, secondary spermatocyte divide and form haploid spermatid. This spermatid, after conversion, form active spermatozoa, which is a male gamete. Spermatid are non-motile cell. After modification in them, they convert into spermatozoa. So this is meiosis 1 and this is meiosis 2. In the form of flowchart, we will see that first you will look on the hormonal control of spermatogenesis. At the puberty, as I told you, at the puberty, the concentration of sex hormones are more in the blood, and that is why they stimulate the gonads for the formation of gametes. For this, first the hypothalamus part of the brain is responsible, which release gonadotropin releasing hormone. Gonadotropin releasing hormone is secreted from the hypothalamus part of the brain, which stimulate the anterior part of the pituitary. Suppose this is a pituitary gland. Its anterior part is known as the adenohypophysis, which is responsible for releasing two hormones, that is luteinizing hormone and FSH hormone, that is follicle stimulating hormone. These two hormones, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing, this luteinizing hormone, one more is ICSH, interstitial cell stimulating hormone. These hormones are secreted from the adenohypophysis, which is called as anterior pituitary. They affect the male gonad testes to form the male gamete, that is sperm. So due to the effect of these two hormones, FSH and LH, gametogenesis start in the testes. The follicle stimulating hormone affect the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells are present in between the spermatogonia. These are called as the nerd cell. These are the Sertoli cells. These are nerd cells which provide nourishment for growing sperms. So, follicle stimulating hormone affect the Sertoli cell and stimulate the spermatogenesis and increase it. Rather than the Leydig cells which are present in between the connective tissue. They release the main hormone which is called as testosterone. Testosterone is a male sex hormone which causes the development of secondary sexual characters in male, rather than it help in the gametogenesis also. When the concentration of these hormones increase in the blood, they cause a negative effect and stimulate the hypothalamus and anterior pituitary to stop these hormone, to release this hormone. In this way, it is maintained in our body, rather than when spermatogenesis occur in the body. In between, the Leydig cells also release inhibin hormone. They also cause negative effect and they stops the hypothalamus to release gonadotropin hormone. In this way, the gametogenesis is controlled by the hormone. This is the hormonal control of the gametogenesis in male. Once again, we will revise it. The hypothalamus, which is a part of brain, release gonadotropin releasing hormone, which stimulate anterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary release interstitial cell stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Luteinizing hormone affect the Leydig cells of the germinal epithelium to release male sex hormone, that is testosterone, which causes the development in secondary sexual characters in male, and it maintains the reproductive tract and other organ, prepare the males for the reproduction and make the males capable for the reproduction. Simultaneously, it helps the Sertoli cells to complete the gametogenesis for the formation of male gamete sperms. Sertoli cells stimulate the spermatogenesis through the spermatogonia. Simultaneously, they release inhibin hormone to stop the hypothalamus to release this gonadotropin releasing hormone. So, this was the phenomena. It is the process through which gametogenesis takes place in male organism. When gametogenesis takes place in male organism, the spermatid, which are the non-motile rounded body, they convert into spermatozoa, motile and functional male gamete. That process is called as spermiation. These are the steps of spermiation, in which the cells, these spermatogonial cells, when converted into different forms, their cell organelles changes their position and convert into different forms to make a functional and motile sperm. Spermatogenesis process, which is a continuous process which divided into 3 steps. The first step, where the spermatogonia continuously divide through mitosis cell division and form many diploid spermatogonia, that is multiplication phase. Then second, when these spermatogonia cells grows and mature in size, that is growth phase. And third and last one, that is the maturation phase. When these spermatocytes undergo the meiosis 1 and 2 and they convert into spermatozoa, that phase is called as the maturation phase, which include the spermiation also. So spermatogenesis and spermiasis, these are the two different processes. Spermatogenesis means formation of sperms from spermatogonia cells, and spermiation means conversion of non-motile spermatid into a motile sperms. So these are the two different processes. Remember student, this is a very important questions. This is very important question for your board exams. There many times this question comes in exam, that what is the difference between spermatogenesis and spermiation. So you must write that spermatogenesis is the process of formation of sperms from spermatogonia, whereas the spermiation is the conversion of spermatid into sperm. Spermatogenesis means the formation of sperm in the male gonad testes. Means it is the formation of haploid, microscopic and functional male gamete spermatozoa from the diploid reproductive cells spermatogonia present in the testes of male gametes. So it is present in the male organism. Student, at the stage of puberty, the concentration of the gonadotropin hormone is more. It is at the peak level, and due to the action of this, due to the effect of this gonadotropin hormone, gonad stimulated and start the gametogenesis. Student, you know, the testes, male gonad, is surrounded by or is covered in a germinal epithelium. The outer layer of it is germinal epithelium, which is made up of fibrous connective tissue, which consists of germ cells which can undergo the meiosis, and that is why they form gametes. So these germs, this germinal epithelium divide the testes in many compartments, and these compartments are called as seminiferous tubules. So this is the enlarged view of a seminiferous tubule. One section, this is here in front of you to show the process of gametogenesis in male gonad testes. Student, through this flowchart you can understand the spermatogenesis process very well. As I told you, the germinal epithelial cell of the seminiferous tubule or of the testes produce spermatogonia cells. These are the spermatogonia. Remember, always the spermatogonia are diploid and spermatocyte is haploid cell. So spermatogonia are produced due to the mitosis cell division. Due to the rapid mitosis cell division, many spermatogonia are produced in the testes. This phase of the spermatogenesis is called as multiplication phase, because due to the multiplication, due to the equational division in the cell, they multiple in number, they increase in number and gather in the seminiferous tubule of the testes. In this phase, the sperm cells are formed in testes and the germinal epithelium undergo the mitosis cell division. Second phase of the spermatogenesis is a growth phase where no division takes place. Cell will not divide but it increase, become prominent and mature for the reductional division. In this phase, the spermatogonia start growing, absorbing nutrient substance, and these large cells are called primary spermatocytes. These cells are called as primary spermatocytes. Now, the spermatogonia has converted into spermatocytes. Still, this is diploid in nature. The number of chromosomes are equal as their parent cell. They are paired, and then after these spermatocyte, primary spermatocyte undergo the meiosis first cell division where the maturation phase starts. Due to the first meiosis cell division, which is the reductional cell division, the chromosome remain half in daughter cell as compared to the parent cell. Now these are the haploid cells and they convert into secondary spermatocyte. It is very important phase of the spermatogenesis. In this process, the spermatocytes divide into two halves which are known as the secondary spermatocyte, as I told you. The second division in mitotic and no change takes place in the number. Means when second meiosis will take place, again it will be same as a mitosis cell division and no reduction will occur here, and these secondary spermatocyte will divide into 4 haploid spermatids. These all are haploid in nature. These spermatids are rounded body, non-motile structure having all the cell organelles, and they convert into a motile structured spermatozoa. Means from one spermatogonia, 4 functional motile spermatozoa formed due to the reductional division. This is the whole process of spermatogenesis. I hope you have understood very well the topic. After the spermatogenesis, spermatid have converted into spermatozoa which has tail-like structure to increase its motility. When spermatid converts into spermatozoa, the process is called as spermiation. Earlier I told you spermiation. The whole process is like this. The spermatid, which is a male gamete, is a type of cell. This spermatid consists of all the cell organelles such as cell membrane, then mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, centriole, the most important organelle, centriole, and cytoplasm. These all things are present in this spermatid. As I told you, it is a rounded body. Gradually it converts into the oval and then after a elongated structure. During this phase, the organelles of this cell change their location and form to make a proper structure of a functional sperm. During this process, the nucleus shrink and elongated. Gradually it elongates and arranged or fixed at the tip of the cell. Then Golgi complex. The Golgi complex gradually reaches at the tip and form the acrosome of the sperm. Acrosome. Acrosome is formed by the Golgi apparatus. Then these centrioles, among these centrioles, they arranged as a proximal and distal centriole and they form axial filament. In this way, they both form axial filament. Afterward, it elongates and form the tail. The centriole form the axial filament and it continues till the end of the tail. You can see here, this is the proximal centriole and this is distal centriole, which form the tail. Mitochondria are more in number and they arranged in neck and tail piece. They are maximum, they are present abundantly at the neck region of the sperm and they form mitochondrial spirals and sheath of Neber curd. Here they form the spiral-like structure like this and they form Neber curd. They increase the motility of the sperm and provide energy during the mobility. So in this way, spermation takes place inside the seminiferous tubule of testes and through this process, the spermatid converts into a mature sperm. I would like to show you the detailed structure of the sperm. Many times this question comes in the examination where you have to describe the detailed structure of the sperm along with its diagram. So let's come to understand the detailed structure of it. Students, a mature sperm, which is a male functional gamete, is divided or it can be differentiated into three parts. The first part is called as the head region, then middle piece, and the last distal end of this structure is called as the tail. Means head, middle piece and tail. In these three parts, it can be differentiated. The head region of the sperm consists of a knob-like terminal part and it is composed of large nucleus and acrosome. The large nucleus is there and the acrosome part is here. The acrosome consists of Golgi apparatus and the nucleus is condensed, prominent and it pairs the genetic material inside it. Chromosomal bodies are also there and very less amount of cytoplasm is there. At the time of entry of sperm into the egg, acrosome secretes sperm lysine which dissolve the egg membrane and thus facilitate the entry of sperm into the egg. That is why this acrosome part is very important because it plays an important role in fertilization. Then this constriction is called as neck. After that the middle piece starts. The neck region has the proximal centriole, then the middle piece. It is short and lies between the head and tail. The middle piece lies between the head and tail. This is the middle piece of the gamete. It contains two granules called proximal and distal centriole. These are very important cell organelles because these are absent in ovum. That is why that arrest in the form of secondary oocyte and cannot divide in their other forms. Then in front side and toward posterior side cylindrical middle part of the sperm, it is considered as the powerhouse. This is called as powerhouse because it provides energy for its movement and it enables the sperm to reach at the ovum. This is made up of the mitochondrial straps. Mitochondria coil or bound around it and form the mitochondrial straps or spirals. This is the ring centriole, and this centriole has the 9+2 arrangement that already you have studied in 11th class. What is the 9+2 arrangement of cilia and flagellum? Same arrangement is there for the formation of tail. So base structure or framework is given by the centriole for the formation of tail. It is situated at the posterior part of the sperm. It moves with the help of axial filament. This is the axial filament, and it is called as the end piece, and it is not converted by membrane. Whole the structure is covered in a plasma membrane because the outermost layer of the animal cell is plasma membrane. So in this way, all the organelles of the cell modify to form the male gamete sperm. This is the detailed structure of the sperm. You must know, you must do practice for drawing this diagram and learn the description of the structure.